All right, guys, top of the morning. Happy February 12th. Coming to you feeling good, feeling excited. And, on the precipice of Valentine's Day, on whether or not you're going to go out and do anything, get flowers or anything, I thought I'd put this here for all the hopeless romantics. I have the the soundtrack to Dirty Dancing. And I know you ladies love that movie. And so I thought I would put it there. But really excited to spend our Valentine's Day at Disneyland, which was not ideal, but it is what it is because at the end of the day, the kids are going to be smitten. They're going to have a wonderful, wonderful time. So we're going to talk about Valentine's Day in a second. We're going to talk about the market as always, but I'm going to have somebody bring us out on the field. Now, I don't know who that person is. And I don't want to go to Evangeline because she's got the baby and I don't want to wake the baby up, but I will go over to Ashley. Ashley always share really, really powerful insights. And so Ashley, I'm going to have you share the sentiment. And I love that last video. There was horses in the back and you have the little screen grab on the bottom of the screen. So Ashley, go ahead and share your sentiment with us on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. Let's go.
Thank you. That video was about tax time. If you're getting tax questions from your clients, definitely go share that. As far as the morning sentiment, I've been thinking a lot because I posted a video the other day about how I've lived in my car and how I had my stepping stone house and I eventually got my dream house. And that got me really thinking, especially with us reading Limitless. What was it? What is it that made me go from living in my car and one version of myself to where I am now? And I started thinking, I approach life as a game. Every time I go to a new level, I get to, obviously I get to a different level, but what was I doing mentally? And then I started thinking, I had so many versions of myself. There was the version of myself that lived in my car. There was the version of myself that was in a toxic relationship. There was a version of myself, this stays here and all over the internet apparently, that was a drug dealer at one point. That story's for another time. There I was. I tried it one time. I don't recommend it as a female. I'll just leave it there. There was a version of myself that was a makeup artist. There was a version of myself that was a banker, a branch manager, a homeowner. I am now a sourdough starter baker and a mom of three. So what happened between those different versions of myself? I had to do something that most people aren't willing to do. I had to let go of the I ams. We're all clinging to this. Oh, I am too scared to do this. Oh, I am not a public speaker. I am this, I am that. I had to let go of that version of myself, let it go, and then step in to the new version of myself and the next level. And so you have to ask yourself today, what I ams are you holding on to? And what are you ready to step into that next version of yourself?
Wow. Wow. She went from getting that bread on the streets to now making her own bread.
And now you know.
Sourdough that is. So, man, actually, really, really powerful sentiment. I absolutely love this. Yeah, and I agree with you, Kelly. I love hearing all the stories of people's past that are here. I feel right at home, and you should feel right at home because some of us, and I look around the screen, and I could look at almost everyone on the screen. We all have some type of checkered past. Now, some of us had a rougher go at it than others, but we all come from something that maybe is we needed to go through that season of our life, but we came out stronger on the other end. And so I really appreciate that sentiment and thanks for kicking it off. I wanted to share something with you guys because this meant the world to me as a coach and as a leader in this industry. And I heard it and I thought it was really, excuse me, it really resonated with me. And it says, as one person, I cannot change the world, but I can change the world of one person. And I want to say that one more time because I thought it was powerful. As one person, I cannot change the world, but I can change the world of one person. And I look at that as my opportunity to coach, to develop, to lean into you guys, and to spend those moments with you to say, how can I impact that person? How can I elevate their life? And I thought it was really powerful. And now I flip that over to you guys. You have the ability to go out there and change someone's world by helping them throughout this journey, helping them buy a home when maybe they never thought home ownership was even a possibility for their family. And so I absolutely love this quote. I'll probably make a video on it later. As one person, I cannot change the world, but I could change the world of one person. I don't know about you guys, but does that land? Does that hit? Yes, all right. Thanks for the love. I appreciate it. There's one thing I want to share with you guys right now. If you didn't see the new video, the Keep It Moving video, I want to make sure that everybody takes a look at that video, and here's why. I think this is an opportunity just to share how special this environment is. We're going to do this as a series. This was a clip of everyone's testimonial, a few people's testimonial, excuse me. But at the end of the day, I think this is a good way to bring people into our environment in a very, very non-threatening way, just sharing with them the power of this community and this group. And what I've seen in the past is that people that come here and then are thinking about joining the company at EXP in general or joining our team, they have a higher propensity to actually want to join forces with us because of the power of this group. And so if you haven't seen that video, go check that video out, give it some love, send it to somebody, post it on your stories, and let's make sure that we're spreading the gospel of this amazing group and what you guys have been able to create here. I want to say thank you for everything that you do, all your contributions, and let's get right into the conversation for today. So you guys, we are 2 days away from Valentine's Day. And by now, I'm sure that you guys have some type of Valentine's Day campaigns. And before we get there, I want to put a prompt in the chat below. This is a ChatGPT prompt. Any of you guys can do this if you're looking for ideas. And here it is. Give me 3 to 5 heartfelt, creative Valentine's Day video idea posts for Instagram. These videos are designed to make potential consumers smile with the intention to be the ultimate matchmaker for their real estate needs. So if you're searching for what to put on social media over the next couple of days, if you're kind of scrambling for ideas to say, how can I make this fun? How can I be that swole mate in the gym? How can I make this like this ultimate matchmaker Cupid experience for my consumers? You always have to look at holidays and events like this as an opportunity for you to put on your marketing hat and say, how can I market to this time of year? And how can I create some cool content? And so we're a couple days away. I wanted to turn it over to you guys to see, does anybody have a marketing campaign, something that they're doing, something cute, Valentine's Day, whatever it is that they're going to be launching over the next couple days, or something that's already in the works right now? Anybody want to share what their Valentine's Day marketing campaign is? All right, cool. So let's go. Throw your hands up. So I got Kelly, you're going to be on deck. Christina Macias, I see you smiling. I don't know if you're just smiling because you're in a great mood or if you have a contribution, but let's go to Kelly. Kelly, what's your contributions?
Hello everyone. I made a really funny video, and so I'm excited to put that together and post it. And then I've also made some funny little posts for stories that, want to break up with your house, that kind of stuff.
Cool. So give us an idea just so we can, lean to you for inspiration. What is the video that you're going to drop for Valentine's Day? Is it the break up the house or is there another one as well?
For that video, I just went into a new build and I said, here, record me to somebody. And I just started standing around the house saying funny things like, she doesn't want, flowers. She wants this house for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And then I would like turn on the water in the tub and be like, she wants to take a bath here for Valentine's Day, in the closet, putting the hangers with the clothes up there. She'd rather be doing laundry in this house for Valentine's Day, things like that.
Okay, very cute. I love it. And then what about people that are in your database that might not be following you on social, that you're following up with, you're nurturing? Is there anything going out to them? Is there a message that's going out to the database?
Yes, I mean, my newsletter goes out to my database and I do send out regular messages. And sometimes I'll say to them, hey, whatever their name is, Sunil just added me on Instagram. Was that you? This is my Instagram here. And then it'll get them to like follow my Instagrams or whatever.
Okay. All right, cool. I love it. I like the intentionality behind this. She already has it planned. She has a design for this. And here's my encouragement to everybody. I think, look at what happened at the Super Bowl, right? People are talking more about that performance than they are the actual Super Bowl. It was a blowout, right? So what's there to really talk about? But the Super Bowl performance was great. And then there was some really cool commercials along the way. But my thought, and Kenny and I were talking about it yesterday, is that you guys should be looking at every opportunity that's happening around us, just like the Super Bowl, and saying, when can I drop my commercial, right? Each of us should have dropped a commercial at halftime, right? Hey, guys, right in the mix of everything, we drop a video about agent attraction or buying a house or interest rates or a new marketing thing, whatever it is, to get more eyes on you. So you have to look at all of the seasons throughout the year and all these different events, cultural events, sports events, musical events, and say, how can I insert some of my messaging and how can I create a commercial throughout? So Kenny and I were talking yesterday where he's like, why don't we just jack some of the ideas that we're seeing out there and just create our own commercials? There's this really bold commercial about women leaders that I saw yesterday that was so powerful. I'll bring it up so you guys can see this, but you have to look at these things for inspiration and say, could I do something like that? Could I repurpose this? Could I do something that is in direct alignment with this? And I'll bring this. Oh, I don't have it anymore. But anyways, the point is this. You guys all have an opportunity to create your own commercials, and you should be looking for the opportunities to do so, just like Valentine's Day, just like the Super Bowl. So I'm going to turn it over to Christina, or excuse me, what did I say? Christina Macias, and let's go to Brandy next. Let's go.
Hi, yes. So what I was thinking, because I keep seeing, I follow a lot of dog shelters, and they're doing a lot of like spotlighting the dogs that need new homes, and they're kind of giving them personality traits along with dating. So they're like, oh, the love bomber, oh, the toxic one. So I was thinking of doing like a spin of that with maybe properties, like put like a rundown broken one, like needs some love, went through a lot, and maybe do a couple different photos and putting that on my Instagram, just to see if people will like relate with that, or even just to show off the properties.
Yeah, I think you should create a video that looks like it's a dating app. Now, for some of you, you might know the dating apps very well. I personally don't. However, I know that you swipe through until you find the person or something that catches your eye. Maybe that's the dogs, right? And they're swiping and they're swiping and they're matched with that perfect home. So people are like, what is this? And it's you matching the dog with the perfect home and you being that matchmaker. I think that's cute. And you have the pug that looks all messed up, and then you have the big dogs like you have, and then you find that perfect dog in the perfect home. I think that would be a really cute thing. And it reminds me of something that we're going to do. So we put some pressure on Patrick yesterday. For the people that don't know, Patrick's our executive director. We said, can we put together something from now, this was yesterday, until Valentine's Day, and we want it to seem like it is a dating app. But at the end of it, if you want to be in a healthy relationship, if you want to have somebody that communicates well, that is there to support you, that's there to push you, then join our team, because we are a healthy environment or healthy relationship. So we're going to try to put a spin on that. Hopefully it comes out, but at the end of the day, even if it doesn't, it's all right. Like, just try it, see what happens, and then you go on and you chalk it up and you do your next marketing campaign. So I love this, Christina. Let's go over to Brandy. Brandy, full smiles this morning. Let's go to you. What's your contributions? What is your plan and your Valentine's Day campaign? Let's go.
Yeah, I'm just laughing with my dad. She's listening, and she's like, "That's a good idea." And then she's like, "There should be a Tinder app for houses." And she's like, "Mom, you should be like, swipe right for this house." So it's funny, but yeah.
So,
But
the young people in your life, and they're always full of great information because they live on TikTok and they're in that world. So let's go, Brandy, contribution.
okay, so for Valentine's Day is definitely my holiday, for lots of reasons. So I'm coming full force and utilizing that holiday as it being a special day for me and my family to pour in love to like my clients and stuff. So I'm actually going to go way old school. We're going to write some love letters to my clients, to people in my sphere. We're going to do some Valentines. I'm going to deliver like some goodies to a lot of my clients. And then I'm going to utilize that to do door knocking in their neighborhood. I've already done the initial door knocking, like after they sold, with like, congrats, there's a new neighbor in your neighborhood. But now I'm going to go back, and I'm still toying with like how I want my flyer to be. But it's going to be something like love your home, find out its value, or something like that. And then I'm also going to put together, just within that neighborhood area, I've started putting together information for them of like, love your neighborhood, love your area. And so I'm gathering like favorite restaurants, favorite like the cleaners in the area, the favorite, all the things, all the favorites, and be like, show love to your community, or like love your neighbor. I don't know, something like that, where I can then pass it out and it gets it gives me a reason to knock on the door with intention without like trying to seem like I'm grabbing business. I'm showing love. So, and that's what Valentine's Day is for.
So I absolutely love this. And you guys, my hope is that your mind is spinning right now. You still have time. You still have time to go out there and do a really good Valentine's Day campaign. Let's say this. Let's say that your market that you want to serve is Walnut Creek. Let's say that you get two mics, your mic and then an exterior mic that someone else, you do an interview with. Who's to say that you can't go and sit at the Broadway Plaza and just ask people, hey guys, happy Valentine's Day. Just had a quick question. What do you love about Walnut Creek? Right? What do you love about living in Walnut Creek? People are going to give you their honest replies, right? Say you're somewhere in San Francisco, wherever you are, if there's a place where there's a high amount of traffic, just go out there and interview people. And it doesn't cost you any money. It costs you a little bit of time. And then you take that and then you put it into a reel. And then you share that with the masses. And then you say, hey, if you want to live in Walnut Creek, and if you love this area and thinking about purchasing a home or selling your home, whatever that messaging is, then DM me. I'd love to have that conversation. Then it's not you saying it. It's all the other people about all the reasons why they love living there. I think that's a great opportunity for you guys. Ask while door knocking. Absolutely. And Lisa, I want to have you take yourself off mute in a second and contribute. Let's go to Evangeline with the baby. Uncle E will shut up. Go ahead and let's hear your contribution.
Yeah, so I kind of like Brandy. I went old school. I just wrote like cards from Trader Joe's is only 99 cents. It's actually cheaper than the dollar store because it's $1.25 at the dollar store. So I just wrote like little cards to nurture my past clients, people that I'm prospecting. I think that, and I put my business card in there too, but I think that that is meaningful. It's nice to get something in the mail that isn't a bill. And then for my social media, I'm plugging like a restaurant. I'm seeing that really taking off on social media. I think I saw like Peter Lee doing that of like just kind of talking about what's going on, not even talking about anything real estate related. Like, hey, this restaurant just opened up. It's perfect for Valentine's Day coming up. And I think that really grows your engagement and getting followers. So I'm going to give that a spin.
Cool. Absolutely love this. Absolutely love it. Really good stuff. Let's go to Lisa Torres and her kitty cat. And let's hear from you. Contributions, thoughts.
Hey guys, I really love the idea of the matchmaker thing, the dating app. So I remember watching Glenda Baker and one day she was talking about how Zillow should have a swipe left and right, and then we don't want to see those properties anymore. Once we have like said we don't want this, don't show it in our feed anymore. And then I love the she also suggested a days on market, like what's wrong with the property. It was hilarious. So I definitely want to do that. And then I am going to get maybe a couple of businesses in the area to let me do a coupon on my flyer.
Okay, good. I love this. And who's to say that you can't have a little bit of fun with this and like the dating app or the swiping, and we'll get off of this in a minute, but maybe it's the different types of realtors in the market. The realtor that's been doing this for 20 plus years, the realtor that wears the suit and tie, the realtor that, whatever the case is, like, I think you could have some fun with this. And I'm just saying this to give you guys some inspiration that you do have some time. Like, don't miss the opportunity to market in some way. And if it lands, it lands. If it doesn't, it's okay. You took a shot at it, but don't miss the opportunity to market because of Valentine's Day. Let's go to Damian. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, mine isn't specific to Valentine's Day, so sorry if it's a little off. But I'm doing a book, a tiny library and community market at the office next Saturday on the 22nd. And so I printed out flyers, and I've been having a ton of conversations surrounding people donating books to this event, but it's a conversation starter. And so I thought it was relevant just because, we're talking about specifically for Valentine's Day, but it's across the board. If you're doing any kind of event or just something that isn't leading with real estate, it can open up conversations by talking about something else.
I absolutely love this. You guys, here's what I'm going to recommend that you do. I'm going to recommend that you guys go live on Friday. I don't care what the conversation is. Pick somebody that's crushing it in real estate. Pick somebody that, you've seen their love of real estate, helping people, cars, detail. I don't care what it is. I recommend that you guys go live. Hey guys, in the spirit of love today, we want to bring on somebody that absolutely loves doing A, B, and C and have a conversation about them and where that passion comes from. So Erica, I'm going to go to you. Let's ask a little bit, how did you get into this? Why do you do it? What drove that passion? Wonderful, you guys. Tune in next week. We're going to be doing another one of these, talking about business, life, health, and relationships. Thanks for stopping by. My name's Otis. Right? Like, have some fun with it, you guys. There is no barriers on what you guys can do, and you have every opportunity, or you're going to miss this opportunity being Valentine's Day. So let's get right into the market conversation, you guys. I know a lot of you want to be here, obviously, to stay consistent, but to talk about the market. And there's a few things that I wanted to bring up because I think that it's applicable and it is important to know. And I saw a couple articles. I'm going to bring it up really quick. And then I'm going to put some people on the hot seat, so be ready. All right, so there was an article recently that stated that Walnut Creek tops Atherton for all cash home sales in the Bay Area. And what's important about this is that you actually know this information. And it says here, buyers that are in the 94595 zip code, Walnut Creek, plunked down for cash 66.9% of the homes bought November 2024, and it was up from, was the place where most people put a cash offer. And if my internet is unstable, please let somebody just take over the mic. But I want to put this in there, and I want to ask Ashley, why is this happening? Where the place where people are putting more cash offers in on home? Do you have a thought on that? I'm going to put this in below. And my internet might be slow.
Honestly, no, I do not know why people are putting cash offers in Walnut Creek. I think that was what the question was. I don't know. It could be school districts. It could be centralization closer to San Francisco. People may finally have been hitting the point where they're willing to sell their previous house, and maybe it was an Alamo, and now they have a bunch of cash and they want to buy in Walnut Creek. So I don't deal with a ton of cash buyers, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'd love to hear your guys' opinion about it.
Yeah, Jeff, I would love to get your opinion on it. And you guys, I'm going to try to check my internet. Ashley, I made you co-host in case I get choppy. I'll just have you pass the mic on. So Jeff, any thoughts and contributions on that?
I don't know, just thinking about it. I mean, not even necessarily from a mortgage, putting my mortgage hat standpoint on, but, with interest rates where they're at and the type of communities that we live in, like Walnut Creek and La Miranda and those areas, people maybe typically have had cash and enough cash to buy homes. So, but they haven't used it because interest rates were 3-4%. So it was a better investment to take out a loan and invest your money. But now that it's, interest rates are 7%, they're thinking, okay, well, let's use our cash. Let's get the best deal on this home. And then when rates come down, we can do a cash out refi, pull our cash back out and redeploy it, in other areas. So that's, one thing I'm thinking that might be causing, the all cash offers out there. So just people reticent, they want to move. Maybe to Ashley's point, they're, move up buyers or moving from different areas and they have additional cash. But I think just in general, maybe some stock options, some restricted stock units, those kind of things, people are cashing it in and, rather than paying the 6-7%, interest rates, they're, using their cash.
And forgive me if I'm a little choppy. If we're going to, I did.
Cut your video.
Can you guys hear Jeff?
We can kind of hear you. Wait.
Can you hear me now?
Did you guys hear me all right?
I can hear you, Jeff. I think it's
Okay.
Elias's internet.
Ashley, pass it on to you. I got to fix it.
All right. Jeff, I totally agree with you. I think interest rates and CDs, my husband manages a bank, they're starting to come down. And as they come down, people are probably thinking, okay, I have all this money. It's been in CDs. What can I do with it now? Well, property has historically always appreciated. So that sounds like a better investment right now. Antu, go ahead, go over to you.
I think Jeff was really right about like the interest rate, but what I really wonder in that, because I don't think that article said is it didn't tell like where are these buyers coming from, right? So I think that is the big aspect that we're missing in that article, and that would probably be a better like analogy of why is the market or why are they buying all cash. But I think it's to compare with Atherton is a little bit off in a sense that like Atherton is super different than Walnut Creek and like what kind of people are buying in Walnut Creek. So I don't know, it's hard to tell, but I think that's the one thing that like really pop out most to me. And like in San Francisco in maybe 2015, 14, when a lot of cash buyers, they were all from China, and Asia. So I'm interested in who are these buyers, and I think that will be a better key for us to be able to analyze why that is the case.
I think that is a good point. We should go and I can do this later today. I'll email the author of the article and just say, hey, do you have any information on this? Who are these buyers? Where are they coming from? Maybe that'll give us some more insight.
Yeah,
Okay,
that'd
let's
be
see.
awesome.
Hold on. Oh, and if is it choppy or is it any better?
You're good. You're good.
Cool. So in
Better.
the article, it states that a lot of these cash buyers are people that, are sitting on tons of wealth. Now knowing where that comes from is obviously important, but a lot of those people are beating out others that are having challenges finding insurance, right? And so you have these people that are financing and they're having trouble finding insurance. And then you have these cash buyers that are coming in. And so I don't know if that's playing a factor in with insurance and the challenges that we're having with insurance right now, but it's definitely mentioned in the article. But on two, I love that you're like, well, let's get a little bit more data here. And that's why we're having these conversations. Let's go Blessing, and then we'll go Dominique. And then at any time, you guys shut me up because I don't know what's going on with my internet. Let's go Blessing.
So one of the things I remember seeing in this article, and it did mention, and like looking at it again, Rossmore is a very upscale senior community that is, I've seen and heard and talked to a lot of realtors who have clients who sold property elsewhere to be able to purchase in Rossmore. So it just made it really easy for them to dump an asset, move into this community, buy their home outright, and not have to worry about the fluctuating interest rates when it came to picking up a mortgage. And I think that's something that I have seen personally with some clients that are looking out there. Rossmore is obviously a hotbed for the senior community moving there. But if you think about Walnut Creek, and it's my personal opinion, I think it is the closest to that the city that you're going to find on this side of Contra Costa, where you can still have the restaurants, the shopping, just the community, also with great school districts and those homes that are a little bit older that may need a little more renovation. So people who have been just waiting, but stacking their cash or stacking their stocks and just really just being very smart about what their next move would be, would rather purchase that home where they can they can build it up to what they need to. And there have been a lot of those older homes that, again, those that have had the equity that are downsizing will sell to be able to move on. So if they get a smart deal that is cash and meets all of their terms, cash still ends up being king, especially if it's paired with the right terms. So that's kind of what I have seen when I look at those that are the sales that have been happening and some of the conversations I've had too.
Love this. I love how intuitive this conversation is going, and it always is on Wednesdays. Let's go, Dominique. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. What's your thoughts and contribution? And did you get a new espresso maker?
No, you asked me that last time.
Okay,
I've
cool.
had it for like maybe 2 or
So-
3 years. I'm just always at the coffee shop.
Reticular activator. So my wife is on this. We're getting an espresso machine. We're getting an espresso machine. So that's all I'm thinking about because my wife was pressing me to get one.
I'll send you the link.
Okay, please do. Sorry, go on.
I from doing a little research and from experience with talking to different buyers and listing agents, I think a lot of the cash buyers are in the tech industry, and I think that they're all coming from Silicon Valley because the prices are so high. The main areas that they come and storm to is Dublin because of the schools, and then of course the surrounding Tri-Valley area. They'll try to hit Pleasanton, Livermore, and Walnut Creek is like the last option. From going off from there, but a lot of them are from the tech. The tech industry has thrived so much, and it's pretty much the only industry that has thrived a lot since COVID. And I did a listing presentation last week in Livermore. This lady works from home strictly, but she's ready to move back. And she bought a year and a half ago, all cash, 965,000. And she's ready to move back to Silicon Valley because she wants to be in the office more. But it just speaks volumes on who it is that's actually doing it. I think it's mostly, so tech industry that's buying in all cash.
Love this. I love this. Anybody else have any thoughts, contributions on this? I'm going to share one other article with you, and then I am going to open the mic up to you guys. So there is an article here. This is Altos Research. If you're not a part of Altos, make sure that you become a part of Altos, get the reports. But this is a really, really good interview with Orphe. I don't want to butcher his last name, but he's the senior economist for Zillow's economic research team. And if you watch this video, and if you go down further in the rabbit hole here, there's tons of great information about the market conditions. And then what you can see is any of Zillow's housing data. And what you can do is you can look into this, you can drill down to different types of, I guess, programs for your consumers, and then you could download that to really dive deep into the data. Now, this is not for the person that doesn't understand the data. This is economics 101. And so what I want you to do is, first off, just take a look at this and then look at those resources, and don't go too crazy on everything. Just get a general understanding of where we're at. I think this is a good article. I think it was a really good podcast. So I highly recommend that you guys take a look at that. Spend some time when you're on the elliptical, when you're on a walk today, and really go down this path, because I thought it was really, really powerful. So I want to turn it over to you guys, but first and foremost, I have a thought for you, and I want to see this, two things on the fly. We're going to talk about the market, and then we're going to talk about how you would respond to this. So I got introduced to a potential seller in Concord. I was going to turn it over to a team member, just did a quick introduction, but the lady responded very quick. And she said, I think I have picked a realtor already that was referred to me, and she has given my address and already started getting info for me. But if anything changes, I'll let you know. Okay. That was the consumer's response. What would you say? What would you say? If somebody sent you the referral, oh, this is a Concord listing, and they made a group introduction, and then that was the consumer's first thing that they said to you. How are you clapping back on that? How are you booking that person? How are you getting them to have an appointment with you? I think I've picked a realtor already that was referred to me, as she has given my address and already started getting info for me. But if anything changes, I'll let you know. How are you responding to that? Let's go. Objection handling 101. Let's go, Otis.
Well, you did give me a call first, so I think that if you would just give me a chance to show you that I can bring something of value to you. And at this point, since you haven't really signed anything at this point, I think it's best to see what options that you have out there. I know that they've already started, but I guarantee you that I can get on everything that they're on right now and send you the same thing. Hear both of our approaches and make an attempt to let me earn your business still.
Good stuff. Awesome. Let's go, Kelly Hilker. Let's hear from you.
So I would love the opportunity to come in and show you what sets us apart in the industry. I am part of the #2 team in the nation, and our tools, marketing strategies are second to none. So please allow me to come in, show you what I can do for you. Then you can make an informed decision whether you'd like to work with me or somebody else.
Okay. She's like, okay, let's go. Anybody else want to chime in on this? How would you clap back? So here, and we'll go Evangeline. Let's go.
Well, it's important to feel comfortable with who you're working with, and whether it be me or someone else, you should interview them. So it sounds like this person was just referred to you. Why don't you and I sit down, have a conversation? I can pull up my data analysis of your property and show you a valuation. And if the numbers are the same, well, you can hire who you would like to work with. But if mine are different, which I tend to root my valuation in data and recent sales, maybe I'm going to have a little bit more accurate valuation and a more accurate approach of how I should sell your home.
Wow. Well said. Well said, Evangeline. And I love what Kelly said. I'm trying to save you from a 3-star real estate experience. Woo! Say less. Really good stuff, you guys. Let's go blessing, and then I'll just share with you my communication back with this potential consumer.
Hey, Elias, it sounds like this person, the agent that you're working with, it seems like you're really happy with the fact that they've already gotten started working for you. Is that fair?
Fair.
I love that. So it's you value the initiative, and that is one thing that I bring to the table. And I would love the opportunity just to see your home and see how I can maximize not only my above beyond customer service, but also how my team can be of an asset to you. If it works and you love everything, then we can get started. If it's not, at least we've had that conversation. Is that fair enough?
It's fair enough.
Are you available tomorrow at 4? I can come by and kind of just take a walk through and we can get started.
Fair enough. I love this. I love this. And I appreciate the tie downs. Would that be okay? Does that sound like something you're like, no, I can stop by tomorrow and let's do this. You know, a seller wants somebody that's going to be able to take charge. So I told her, I hear you. I recommend that you get a second opinion and compare opinion of value and marketing strategies and see which one is best aligned with your goals. We can talk today or tomorrow what works best for you. So literally, so I love what you guys are saying. I love the approach. Let's go Kyrell. Then we're gonna shift gears and just get right into the market. Let's go Kyrell, and good stuff, Blessing.
So sorry for my camera, it's not working right now, but
camera. It's okay. It's all right, bro.
What I'll actually do is, I would love the opportunity to show you what I can offer. Would there be any downside to getting a second opinion? Because let's face it, you're not going to make any decisions unless you felt I were the right agent for the job. Fair to say?
Fair to say.
Move right to the appointment.
Yeah, I love it. To answer the questions, no, this lady is at work this morning. I sent it at 6:31 a.m. Complete stranger to me. I just need to get her on the phone. And once I get her on the phone, I'll be able to book for an appointment. So we'll see how she responds. But I appreciate that, Kyrell, at a very high level. Let's do this. I want to go around the room. I want to get some information about the market, what you're seeing, what are the conditions, what are the patterns. If I look at year over year data, and I'm going to pull something up really quick so you guys can see how I look at trends overall. And let me just pull this up and then I'll share my screen. All right. 1 second, let this just come up. All right. So last year, when I look at, let's see. Let's go January. Okay. So when I look at year over year, I don't have to share my screen on this one. When I look at January, year over year, our total volume that was sold in January of 2024, that number was, let's go, around $35 million in sold real estate volume in January of 2024. And then I look at 2025. I always want to compare. I want to evaluate to see how well we are performing versus how the market is doing overall. Well, this year, if I look at what we did, we sold $38 million in sold volume this year. So it shows that we have a slight uptick. Now, it's not a significant jump up, but it's heading in the right direction. So what it's telling me is that our market is very strong. It tells me that our agents are still outperforming despite what's going on. And I believe that what's going to happen is that now that the Super Bowl is done, for whatever reason, a lot of people want to hold off on selling their homes because of the Super Bowl. We see it every single year. We see an uptick of inventory right after the Super Bowl. I don't know what's wrong with consumers, but that is what it is. So I definitely see that we are in a very, very positive trend no matter what. I don't hear the conversations about interest rates. People die, unfortunately. People have divorces. People want to downsize, upsize, whatever the case is. So there's always going to be some type of impending event. So I want to hear from you guys. What are some things that you're experiencing? What are some trends? What are some patterns? Was there a house that you wrote an offer on and you're like, oh my God, that house went for a crazy amount? Take Cynthia Peterson's house in Martinez. That house went for significantly over asking price. Now, a couple factors though. It was beautiful, it was staged properly, and it had an ADU that already had income coming into that property. And so there's, and you guys can, offline ask me what they're pending at because I want to make sure I respect contingencies. But overall, I know that is well over asking price. So I want to hear from you guys. What are you experiencing? What is the trends? What is the patterns? What are the nuances? Let's go to Vernon. We'll go to On2 and anybody else that wants to get on the hot seat and share. Let's go.
Good morning, team. I want to speak to Alameda the Alameda market. I've been in that market for about a month, and it's in super high demand. So we know if you know Alameda's market, you've got the East End, which is the highly sought after part of the island, but then the rest of the island, which isn't very big, is equally as sought after and competitive. So I've submitted 2 offers over the past, I don't know, 3 weeks. One property on Grove Street was listed at $1,025,000. It sold for 1.625. I came in at 135, and out of the 18 offers, we were in the middle of the pack. Alarming, because I wouldn't have thought that in January, properties are going 600K over list price, and I'm competing against 17 other qualified buyers. Took that information, applied it to our strategic approach for the next property, came in at 350K over list price for the property on Windsor. Not enough. We were in the middle of the market. 11 offers was submitted on that property. So an average of 14 offers per property over the past 2 weeks with an average of 550K over list price is what's going on in Alameda. Licked our wounds, recalibrated, advised the agent. I'm going to make a reel about this. There's a reason advise the buyer, but there's a reason that buyers hire real estate professionals. And if they're not going to listen to us, then what the hell had they hired us for? I'm going to make a reel on that later on, because the third time was a charm. $1,295,000, property on Encinal, very, very competitive. Offer deadline was yesterday at 12 noon. Came in $400,000 over list price and got my offer accepted at 165. So to speak to the market, 1, Alameda's on fire. 2, as real estate professionals, it's our responsibility to pay attention to the market data, to advise our clients not only around the market data, but also considering competition. Competition drives the price beyond what the market data is providing for us. We use that as a baseline. And then you factor in the competitive nature in that market to come up with a real number that's actually going to get an offer accepted. For me, that was 450K over list price. That's what Alameda's doing. That's what I'm seeing. I'm glad we're in contract. I'm moving around because I got to be for my inspections at 12 noon. So let's go.
So Vernon, I love this, and I loved Ashley's sentiment, because she said 50,000 over in Alameda. I would have never guessed right now, but then when you said no, 450, she was like, yeah, 450,000. So the question for the people that might not have experienced this, haven't wrote offers that are non-contingent, are wanting to protect the interests of the consumer when it comes to the conversation about removing the appraisal contingency. I'm sure you did not have one on this property. Okay, and so obviously these people have money, they have reserves, and they're willing to pay the difference if there is an appraisal shortfall. How are you broaching that conversation? Tell us a little bit about that for the people that might not have experienced writing a non-contingent offer in the past.
When you're dealing with it, when you're positioning yourself to submit a winning offer in a market that is as volatile and as highly competitive as Alameda is, absolutely you have to come in contingent free, right? The conversation that I'm having with my buyer is, we know that we're going to come in over appraised value. However, we also know that Alameda's market appreciates on an annual of about 10 to 12%. If you're going to live in the property for anywhere beyond 3 to 5 years, coming in over appraised value is an obsolete point. Why? Because you're going to ride the appreciation wave of 10 to 12% on an annual basis, and you will quickly recoup the difference between what we paid and the appraised value if you're going to stay in the property any time between 3 to 5 years or beyond. That's the conversation that I'm having. Everyone's playing over appraised value. There's no freaking way that a property is worth 1.625 that was listed at $1,025,000. However, if it's in a community that you want to live in, if this is a neighborhood that you want to live in, and you recognize the competitive nature and you're going to stay in the property, we don't give a shit about the appraised value because you're going to ride that appreciation wave. You'll get that money back on the back end. And very soon, in the very near future, you will be in the black as it relates to equity accumulated in that property. That was our conversation. And then the last piece of the conversation was, okay, we're 0 for 2. I'm a baseball player. We're 0 for 2. Do you think you want to start to listen to my advice now? Yeah, Vernon, yep. Okay. So the next time that we come time to submit an offer, you're going to listen to my advice based on my professional experience. Yes, Vernon, we are. Well, we did. They did. And we got our offer accepted. And let's go, baby.
First off, congratulations, but I'm so glad that you said that last part. I'm glad what Ashley put in the chat below as well. Sometimes they have to see it for themselves. Sometimes they think that they're the economist. They work for Robin Hood. They know everything about the market. And then they have to eat some humble pie and say, you know what, Vernon, you were right. And I appreciate what you're saying, because if this client says, well, we want to move in 3 years, then this is probably not the best investment for you. But if this is where you plan to live and raise your family for the next 5+ years, then it might take you a few years to get into positive appreciation because we went over, but you don't see yourself moving. And if we look at the past of Alameda is a sure bet. Alameda is a sure bet. So absolutely love this. But there was something that he said early on with the competition, $400,000 over asking price. Congratulations to all the neighbors, because when this house closes, now the values of these neighbors' homes have gone up. So congratulations, right? But there was 14 offers on one property. Well, we know that they can only accept one. So I look at that and I hear that for you guys on this call to go out there and fucking door knock. That is an opportunity, right? Hi there. Yeah, I just want to come by. I want to let you know that the Andersons sold their house. They had 15 offers. They're still pending right now, so I don't have to give you the exact amount. However, there was 14 offers on that home, and they could only accept one. It left 13 other families super heartbroken that they could not live in this amazing community. So I'm going around to the neighbors and I'm asking you, do you know anybody that's considering moving in this area? Right? I'm not asking them directly. I'll get there. But do you know anybody that's considering moving in this area? What they're going to do is they're going to data. No, we love it. Or maybe them. I saw a moving truck, whatever it is. Okay. Here's some information about me. Here's a QR code if you want to get a home valuation. And by the way, what are your plans with your home in the next 2 years? You guys, there is a fucking huge demand in that neighborhood. I'd be tapping fucking Vernon's line and I'd be putting my shoes on and I'd be going out there, walking in that beautiful Alameda weather and going and finding some opportunities.
So I'm not in intensity, but you can imagine where my prospecting focus is going to be for the next 30 fucking days, right? Because once we close escrow, 12-day close of escrow, so super short. Once we close escrow, man, then people are going to notice brown skin, green eyed, black dude, bald head knocking on their door. You feel me? Like I'm a resident in the community, because that's where it's at, you guys. Now, I've sold everything from $74,000 lots to 1.65 and everything in between. Mobile homes, I don't discriminate against anything. However, it's a lot more fun to sell a 165 than 3 550s.
Yeah, that's
it's just a whole lot less work.
That's right.
With the same amount of return on investment. So I'm focusing on where the money is. I'm focusing on where the demand is. I'm focusing on where the market is on fire. And right now, you guys, Alameda is that market. So just don't come where I'm at. You go on the next community over. That's where it's at.
Tons of opportunity here to find sellers that are thinking about selling. But if you were Vernon and you had a client that was going up against these offers that they're getting beat out, and then you go back to your client and say, listen, I did some grassroots campaign, and over the last couple of days, I knocked on 75 doors in Alameda to hopefully find somebody that may want to sell off market. And we're in some conversations. It shows your consumer what you're willing to do versus just waiting to see what's online and waiting to see what comes live. Go out there and create the inventory. That's what the ballers do, and that's how the ballers are going to always find opportunities. So really good stuff. Let's go, Wanda. You had your hand up. Let's hear from you. Thoughts, contribution, insights on the market. Let's go, Wanda. And good to see your face. And then Auntie, I'll come to you.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to give a little insight about a little neighborhood that I just closed in on the 5th. It's Hillcrest Knolls, up near, where the sheriff's office is. I actually was shocked. I only did one weekend of open houses right before Christmas. 13 groups came in. Everybody wanted the house. And we didn't actually have our disclosure package ready because the seller stalled on it. But we got the disclosure packet out that Monday. And right before New Year's Eve hit, we had multiple offers. We settled on one that bid 60,000, 61,000 over the asking price. And so we went with that one. And we did have another one that was non-contingent, but the seller chose the offer with full contingencies for the highest price. And they actually had the biggest down payment. They were putting about 25,000 down. So he went with that. He felt that offer was safer because the other offer that was non-contingent was FHA. It was 5% down. So he, decided just to go with a full contingent with the more. And it actually was a pretty smooth transaction, but the thing for that particular neighborhood, inventory was low. Hillcrest knows the inventory was low. So I believe that that's what fueled the offer. And this particular buyer put an additional $100,000 into the escrow after they committed already. And then they even changed their loan 24 hours before closing, and the loan officer made it happen. We didn't even end up needing extra days. So the close was pretty good, but that's a neighborhood that I'm getting ready to focus on as well. Just because that particular property for its size sold higher than any other property in that area.
I love it, Wanda. I really appreciate the sentiment, and I love how intelligent you were about presenting the offers. Just because it's not contingent, it might not mean it's the best offer. Yeah, the terms are really good. However, can I wait this out 15 days, 17 days and get $20,000 to $30,000 more? Like, it's all circumstantial. And so I appreciate that. And I appreciate that sentiment. Let's go to on to.
Can I add one more thing that I did to protect a seller?
Go ahead.
I also put a gap clause. When we countered that particular buyer, I put a gap clause in there to protect if it didn't appraise, to give, I didn't commit that buyer to the full amount of the 60, but I figured I had the price, the property price pretty good. When I market, I always put the price intentionally below the market.
Right.
So that will come over the market. Definitely come, at least 30 to 40 over. And so I said to my seller, don't worry about this price. This is not our target. You told me your target, so this is the price. And so I said, basically, I'm going to guarantee you that if it doesn't appraise, you're going to still end up with 10,000 over the low appraisal. So I put a $10,000 gap clause on there, and surprising to me, the appraiser came and he actually sat down at the table with me.
We have to start wrapping this conversation.
Okay, well, the appraiser asked me what I thought, and then gave us the full appraisal, so the gap clause didn't even come into play.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love this. I appreciate your contribution. On to, I'm gonna do rapid fire to you because I want to keep everyone on time
I'll
this
make
morning.
it quick. I'll make it quick. You guys, hot market, South Bay. So I've been concentrating South Bay, particularly in the cities between those bridges. So we know that the people are coming back and they are looking in the South Bay in between those two bridges. Particularly, I'm concentrating on in Redwood City and Newark. And Newark, I hosted a home and it went over 150K when they closed it. And now I have a list of over 100 groups of people are looking in Newark. And so it's a hot market out there in between Newark and then Redwood City. Literally, there's not even barely any inventory. So if anyone has time to go down to South Bay and and work out there. It's a hot market, and I'm door knocking the neighbors around my neighborhood that I did an open house in and that closed over 150. And yeah, just want to share that news if anyone has extra time or want to do out there.
Yeah, I love it. I know that, Patrick's on the line. There's other people that serve the South Bay market. So you guys, I want to cut there. You guys, amazing contributions today. Thank you for getting involved in the conversation. Do me a favor, go check out that reel that I just put in the link down below. Show that video some love. There are some amazing contributions on that video. Blessing and Jessica and Otis and who else was on that video? Oh, Brandy. It's just a really good video, you guys. Show it some love. Share it on your stories. Would love to give that even more shelf life. So you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for all your contributions at a very, very high level. And as always, keep it moving toward your dreams, goals, and vision, and have yourself an amazing Wednesday. Peace.